With it being 7 o'clock, I'd like to call the Cecil Township Board of Supervisors regular monthly meeting, Monday, July 7th, 2025, to order. Please rise and join us in salute to our nation's flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Let the record show Supervisor Schifoni, Fisher, Barney, Egizio, and Cassiola in attendance, as well as Township Manager Dawn Januso, Assistant Township Manager Jack King, Police Chief Sean Bukovinsky, Dan Dizeroth, Engineer Gateway, Township Solicitor Gretchen Moore, Fire Chief Ted Wolford, and Dan Miller of Southbridge EMS. At this time, comments will be taken at this time for any item to be voted on by the board that appears on the agenda. General Township comments or questions will be addressed after the Board of Supervisors' discussion of old business. Anybody? No. Okay. Cecil Township Board of, no, we don't need that. We already, announcements. There was an executive session held tonight on personnel matters. Announcements, Cecil Township Parks and Rec Board is sponsoring a Community Day event on Saturday, July 19th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Cecil Park. There will be a children's entrepreneur market, water slide, Wild World of Animals, Steel City mini golf, rubber duck race, DJ Matt, and much more. Concessions is by Billy Ants. Jordan Tax Services will be at the municipal building for the collection of 2025 school taxes on the following days. Tuesday, July 8th from 1 to 4 p.m. Tuesday, September 23rd from 9 a.m. to noon. Friday, September 26th from 1 to 4. And Tuesday, September 30th from 9 a.m. to noon. His staff reports. Dawn? Okay. Chief, you have anything tonight? No. Okay. Jack, anything? Okay. Dan, so you're up.
A couple things to note that the Silver Creek development has started. They're underway and they're doing clearing and installation of the culvert there. Just the Steel Town development, the board approved that plan. They're getting their act together to try to close on the property. They're still waiting on permits. Other than that, we're just closing out one of the contracts on the municipal building tonight. We've been proceeding to take care of all the little punch list items up there. On your agenda tonight is the one for the application for the plumbing contract. They've addressed all of their punch list items, and we just got a couple more things to close out there, hopefully get things squared away. And the other thing to point out is that we did get, Frank, we did get approval on the Coomer easement from the property owner finally. So we're going to be able to acquire that easement as we talked about and hopefully get those plans out for improvements.
I was just going to ask you about that, Dan.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were waiting on the easement to do it.
Okay, good.
That's it.
Okay, thanks, Dan. Gretchen?
Thank you. So my report's on file for everyone up here. A few more significant legal issues that the township has been dealing with include the substantive validity challenge to the township's oil and gas ordinance. That challenge was dismissed based on ripeness and standing before the zoning hearing board. There has not been an appeal yet, but there's still time if Range decides to appeal. There is an Office of Open Records appeal before the Court of Common Pleas related to a right to know request that Range filed. There is a variance issue. It's the Shane matter. It's an appeal in front of the Commonwealth Court at this time. It's been briefed. We're just waiting for argument on that. Other than that, just dealing with day-to-day legal, working on a lot of developers' agreements on some of these developments. And that's about it. On the side of potentially interesting things, there are several bills that are going through Pennsylvania House and Senate related to legal advertising. So If you feel strongly, or if the board feels strongly about any of these bills and wants to, just send a letter of support or a letter against any of these bills, you should do so. One is Senate Bill 194 and one is House Bill 1291. The Senate bill actually removes some of the legal advertising requirements in terms of putting it in the print newspaper, which is quite costly for municipalities, and moves it more to different digital fronts, website, and things like that. And the House bill tries to maintain an element of the newspaper advertising, but does allow for digital advertising as opposed to the print advertising. So it is an interesting issue, and again, if we're interested in getting behind either of them, the board could, or the township can send some letter of support. That's it.
Thank you, Gretchen.
Yep.
Teddy, you have anything?
Yeah, the only thing I have is I did receive correspondence from Governor Shapiro's office that I'm officially appointed as the Emergency Management Coordinator for the township.
Congratulations. Dan, you have anything? Okay. Resolution 131, 2025. Consider application for payment number 9 and final for the work completed on Cecil Township Public Works Facility plumbing project in the amount of $52,653.84 to First American Industries Incorporated.
Yeah, that's the one that I was just talking about. We have received their maintenance bond, and this is the final application for payment.
Okay. Any questions, comments from the board?
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion. Second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
No.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-1. Resolution 132, 2025, consider awarding the complete demolition of the former Cecil Township Public Works Building contract in the amount of. Dan?
Yeah, so the way that this was set up, if the board recalls, is we took two separate bids. One for complete demolition of the old municipal building, that's just the structure that housed the garage and the offices and so forth. And then the second bid was to maintain about 3,600 square feet of the front portion of that building for storage, to be useful. And the second bid required the contractor to make some modifications to the mechanical systems to still be able to heat the building and do some other things relative to the building itself to make it work. So you have the choice tonight either to award the total, you have multiple choices. You can award the total demolition to Stewart Contracting at the amount of $47,400, or you could award the second bid to Stranish Excavating for retaining a part of the building at $160,000. So I just did some quick math. So what that 3,600 square feet is costing you is the difference between the 160 and the 47. That difference delta divided by 3,600 square feet. And I roughly calculated it's costing you like $31 a square foot to maintain that existing structure. Just to give you an idea, I mean, new structures, if you had to put up something, you know what it costs to put up a new building. But it's like at least $200 a square foot it's going to cost you to put up even a storage facility that's heated, a nice, something good like that would be. So, and again, you don't have to award these tonight. We have 60 days from last Wednesday, I believe, that we took the bids.
Can
You
we
can
hold
sit on
off?
it.
Because I was just talking to Dawn, I want to make sure that we have the money once we demo it to actually clean it up and pave it and make it useful. I don't want to demo it and then,
Sure.
obviously the whole board has to weigh in, but that's just my opinion. I don't want to demo it and then find out we have a mess there during our fall festival. Since
Okay.
we have the 60 days, my preference would be to table this. Does that
I'll
make sense?
second that.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded, Frank.
Are you tabling both 132 and 133 so that the motion's clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Resolution 134, 2025, consider approval of application for payment number 2 for contract B of the 2025 road surfacing program, in the amount of $122,747.09 to Morgan Excavating. The recommended approval is for 50% of this payment at this time in order to address certain punch list items. I think we maybe need to have a little discussion. Supervisor Barney, myself, and Joe Seitz from Gateway did walk some of the roads and see where there's significant areas that need backfilled yet. Joe, since we met, I have continued to get complaints. I suggest, that Morgan just do the entire road of what needs done. We can't pick and choose, because what's going to happen, neighbors are going to come out and say, you did my neighbors, what about my place? So I think they just need to do a complete restoration of the alleys they paved. They probably anticipated not having to do much backfill, but a lot of those edges filled in 3-4 inches deep, as we witnessed in the field, and we just need to get them back. That's why this board is recommending only half payment tonight to Morgan Excavating.
Agree.
You have anything?
Yep.
I've talked to them, I'm trying to get a schedule out of them, Frank, and I will convey that to them. That was basically what I told them last week after we met, that they needed to do everything, both the landscaping and do more of that stone at the driveways to get them built up. So I will enforce that with them.
Like Supervisor Aguizio said, though, I continue to get complaints as well. So as soon as we have a schedule, they need to provide it to us, because people are asking when it's going to be done. And the longer it sits, the more damage to the roadway.
Well, you're right, I agree. I mean, I've been after them to get out there and get it done, so.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have a motion then to make 50% payment of $122,747 to
I'll
Morgan?
make that motion.
I'll second.
A second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes. Resolution 135, 2025, consider accepting the resignation of Brandon Lund from the Department of Public Works effective June 24th, 2025.
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes. Resolution 136, 2025, consider accepting the resignation of Darlene Barney from the Cecil Township Municipal Authority Board.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 I
Motion passes.
recuse myself.
You recused. Darlene, I'd like to take this time to thank you for your years of service on there. I know you
Thank
served
you.
with a passion.
Thank you. God done what we wanted to get done. Sewerage in Lawrence. That was Elizabeth Cowden's wish.
You got it done. Your help.
Thank you.
Resolution 137, 2025, consider the appointment to fill the vacant seat on the Cecil Township Municipal Authority Board for the remaining term to expire January 2028.
I make a motion to appoint Brady Benedetti. Did I say that right?
Benedetti. Yeah, you got it right.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes. Resolution 138, 2025, consider the purchase of one 2025 F600 chassis with A&H dump body, plow, and spreader at a total cost of $137,513. This is a CoStar's purchase that would be paid from the roadway machinery account.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes. Resolution 139, 2025, consider the purchase of one used 2005 Ford F-450 bucket truck from North Strabane Township at a cost of $17,500.
So moved.
I have a question there, Frank. Has this bucket truck been run, and is one of our mechanics from Public Works looked at this bucket truck? Is it worthy of
Yes.
17.5?
Joe
Yeah.
Person and Jeff Huseman, our Director of Public Works, and our Deputy Director, who used to be the mechanic, went to North Strabane and looked at it. It was on municipal for a period of time for $20,000. They didn't feel like it was worth $20,000, so they waited it out to see if it sold. It did not sell. We then approached North Strabane and came to this agreed upon price of $17,500. with the input of our Director and Deputy Director of Public Works.
Okay.
Do we have a motion?
I made a motion.
I'll second it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes. Resolution 140, 2025. Consider resolution number 140, 2025, allowing for the appointment of third-party investigators to investigate, consistent with policy 1005, any pending police personnel complaint or outstanding police personnel issue as may be assigned by the Board of Supervisors.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Resolution 141, 2025, consider hiring Nova Stotler as third-party investigator to handle several Cecil Township police employment matters.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Resolution 142, 2025, consider ordinance number 7-2025, an ordinance of the Township of Cecil, Washington County, Pennsylvania, rezoning the property located at 27 Glass Hill Road, McDonald, PA 15057, tax parcel ID number 140-005-0000001900 in the R1 Low Density Residential Zoning District from R1 Low Density Residential to R2 Medium Density Residential, providing for severability and establishing an effective date.
So moved.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion?
I'll
Second.
second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Resolution 143, 2025, consider ordinance number 8, 2025, an ordinance of the Township of Cecil, Washington County, Pennsylvania, amending the definition of participant in the Cecil Township Non-Uniform Pension Plan, ordinance number 9 of 1992, to include paid firefighters.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Resolution 144, 2025, consider ordinance number 9, 2025, an ordinance of the Township of Cecil, Washington County, PA, amending provisions of the Cecil Township Police Pension Plan to comply with state law.
So moved.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Resolution 145, 2025, consider minutes from the Board of Supervisors public hearing on Monday, June 2nd, 2025, 6:45.
So moved.
We have a motion. Is there a second? I'll second it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Resolution 146, 2025, consider the Board of Supervisors minutes from the Monday, June 2nd, 2025, regular monthly meeting.
So moved.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Resolution 147, 2025, consider the general fund invoices from June 1st through June 30th.
So moved.
We have a motion. Is there a second? I'll second it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. At this time, we open up to citizens' general comments.
I had a question on the 141-2025 for the hiring of that third-party investigator as the attorney. Is there a time limit or something that this would be done in? Are you expecting like a couple months? Is there a time limit on that appointment?
Well, it will be based on case, not time limit necessarily. So she'll be assigned several particular cases to deal with and deal with them as quickly as possible.
Right. I was just wondering about that. And do we have any approximate costs that that you guys are budgeting for, that you believe this is going to cost? Or is that still undetermined? Or is it paid by insurance or something? I don't,
So she'll be hired at an hourly rate, and she will work as expeditiously as possible.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And My other question is, so Supervisor Barney asked about the bucket truck from North Strabane and whether it was inspected. My understanding that the Public Works Director is sitting in the audience, and I would like to know why the Public Works Director couldn't answer that question and why Ms. Fisher felt that she had to relay information that was told to her.
Because it wasn't told to me. I was the one that found the bucket truck and presented it to our Director of Public Works and Deputy Director because I knew that that the Public Works had been looking for it for years. So Dawn Januso and I were the ones that watched it on Municipid. We did ask them if they wanted it. We did ask them to go over and inspect it, but I was the one that managed the process.
But they came back and told you what was wrong with it, or
No.
nothing wrong was wrong with it?
Yes, at my request.
And what are we going to use this bucket truck for?
Cutting trees.
Yeah. We regularly borrow one when we need one from South Fayette.
To do like the power line, like not the power line, but like the cleaning like you normally do with your tractor, just a little bit higher? Is that what you're talking about, Frank?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Katie. Anyone else? Any comments from the board? New business? I'd like to bring up, at Muse, as the roads are very narrow, we all know, Columbia put a new gas line, Penn American put a new water line. These streets have been resurfaced the past 3 to 4 years. And it's tight for if emergency vehicles had to make these radiuses, these turns. Now we're getting complaints of the garbage trucks running on people's lawns and property. So I'm suggesting that we reapply the yellow paint to these intersections where people are parking in the way, obstructing vehicles, the trucks from getting through. I know at the intersection of Birch and Beach. And also we had an issue of a lot of complaints, people parking on Beach Street near Holy Rosary Church on Saturday night, Sunday mornings, and people coming down Beach Street are forced to go into the other lane. And when somebody's turning off Muse Bishop Road onto Beach Street, they're forced to slam their brakes on, and this is going to be a scene of a terrible accident. I was told there was a mailbox there at one time when Muse didn't have a post office for a couple years, and there was a no parking sign on that section of the road it's been removed since. I don't know if we were involved in any of that, installing a no parking sign or removing it, but I placed cones over the weekend for the fireworks Friday night there, and I've left them up. The residents obeyed. Nobody's parked there Friday night. Saturday masses, Sunday masses, nobody's parked there. So I think that's another area I think we need to paint the curbs and maybe install no parking on that section of roadway over there in Muse. Yeah.
Joe and Jeff to go look at it. Will you go look at it? Thank you.
Sean, you have any input on that? I mean, some years back, we painted some curbs yellow. I don't know if we put no parking in stencil on it or not, or.
No, you did paint the intersections around the stop signs, fire hydrants, and it was enforced. And I do recommend that. And then also, you're going in the right direction for Public Works to look at it. Yes.
Okay. Thank
I
you.
have one more. I just want to take the opportunity to thank Pyro Joe for the fireworks in the 4th of July. Once again, the community said he did an outstanding job. So that is, as you know, the township donates to it, but we really appreciate the work and effort that he and the people that help him do, especially Supervisor Gizia. So thank you, Pyro Joe.
Okay, anyone else? This meeting is adjourned.